So, oh my goodness, where do I begin? Hey guys, welcome back to TheAspieWorld. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos on this type of content. So if you just stumbled across this video and you'd like to learn more about those topics, remember to hit that subscribe button by clicking the notification bell. And also, if you're watching over on Facebook, be sure to give this page a like and a follow to see more videos like this one. Okay guys, so there was a story that broke about 5 days ago, and I'm going to go through it categorically and try my best to get everything right in this as much as I know. So a friend of mine called Ricky Pointer is a deaf YouTuber for advocacy for the hard of hearing, and she does some great content, so I highly recommend checking out Ricky. But Ricky did a video, and she shouted me out in the video as well, so thank you for that, Ricky, talking about the story that I'd broken. And I'd seen this break as soon as it came out, and I wanted to wait and let the dust settle before I made a video on it. So it's been 5 days since the video dropped. So there's a YouTuber called Myka Stauffer. She is a kind of like family type vloggers. Her and her husband, and they've got 4 kids, and then they adopted another child from China called Huxley, and they have almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is you know, they're a big channel. And for the past 3 years, I think they've had this little boy that they adopted from China. Now Huxley happens to be on the autism spectrum, and they said he had other kind of medical issues, or they had said he had severe medical issues, but I mean, looking through the videos, it doesn't seem to be anything that's noticeable other than the autism, so I'm not entirely sure what they mean by that. But they adopted this child from China, had him for like 3 years, part of the family, everything was fine, and then all of a sudden they put a video up 5 days ago saying something like it was like the hardest thing they ever had to do, and they gave the kid back to the adoption agency. I mean, so my biggest issue with it, there's a few things. I want to go through all the parts. So, I mean, she has deleted all the photos of this little boy with them on her Instagram, even though in the video that they talk about it, they're both crying, saying that they love the kid and they miss him and all this stuff, but it was just so difficult that they couldn't have him in their lives, and he was just so severely sick with stuff that they couldn't accommodate his needs, which I find hard to believe since they live a very cushy lifestyle, you know, YouTuber, almost 1 million subscriber lifestyle, you know, great income, you know, I don't see why they would have been able to have struggles with this, and they start crying about what, you know, the doctor's saying about the son's needs, which is just sounds like a load of old tosh, to be honest with you. But more importantly, and this is the most worrying thing about all this, I've seen a few videos on this now, and a few people have mentioned this, and I wanted to point it out as well. Yeah, so the young child Huxley had this issue where he'd like suck his thumb all the time, and I'm guessing it was like a stim, so he was like sucking his thumb all the time, and so Myka, the woman, or Myka, she didn't like this attribute, this trait, so she duct taped this little boy's thumb on his hands to stop him chewing his thumb. That disgusts me. That is absolutely 100% disgusting. That's what it seems like is happening from those photos, and a lot of the kind of like people who've you know, posted about this says that's what's happening. I could be greatly mistaken. That could not be duct tape. Maybe he wants to play with it. Maybe he wanted it on his thumb. But the likely cause is that they put it on there to stop him sucking his thumb. Now this is crazy. I'm not trying to throw you know, shots at anybody here, but I'm just trying to put what I see, what the facts are, and everything on there. Now the thing about this story is that you take a child from a country, a foreign country like China, bring them to like America, the child also has issues, specific special needs, and then you try, and then rather than just accepting the fact that your child is disabled, they just give the child back to the adoption agency. It was like a, you know, oh, this didn't work, can I get my money back kind of thing. I mean, it's disgusting. And the way they talk about his condition, it's not nice. They talk about it in a very derogative way, like he's ill or he's sick because he has autism. And that kind of really rubbed me up the wrong way. I mean, not only does this poor kid, like, this is what's going through my mind. I mean, you know, this poor kid has a challenging issue seeing the world in the way that neurotypical people see the world. And now all he's had used to for the last 3 years, getting his routines ready with his family that he probably loves, and they just give him to an adoption agency. I mean, how could you do that? How could you give somebody away? it's just, I can't, I'm so shook. I am so shook. I also wanted to point out that my friend Ricky, in her video, she talks about some of the tweets and stuff that she'd found from this family, where they're talking about, like, you know, what disabilities are less severe to deal with for parents and stuff. And I'm thinking, what are these people's end game? And you know, they made a ton of content about this little kid in their family and stuff for the past like 3 or 4 years or whatever, that really exploded their channel. And then I'm thinking, well, did they just use this young boy to get views and grow their channel? I mean, how are people supporting this, you know? It's just horrible thinking of what that little boy's going through. It's heartbreaking. I don't even know what to do. This video is literally me just complaining about how upset I am about the situation, and it's not me that the issues happen to. It's this poor little boy Huxley. It's just disgusting, and I hope and I'm praying that he goes to somebody who loves him and will look after him forever and give him the unconditional love, rather than somebody who's just gonna use him for views and then throw him away like a toy that doesn't work anymore. I can't even, guys. I can't even, you know. And I'll leave some links that I can find that are relevant to it, like the original video that they put up, Ricky's video that she put up, and then maybe some articles where I've seen a bunch of articles talking about online, which isn't good. So that being said, I think that, you know, the overall, I'm just shook. Like, I don't know. I would love to know if there's more to this story that I'm missing that you might know, because, like I said, I'm just going off the information that I've relayed, what I've read, what I've watched, what I've seen. But if you guys know specifically, you know, more information about the story that, like, I don't know, then let me know. One of the things that Ricky pointed out in the video kind of was sounded like, I don't know if it's just hearsay or whatever, but they said that they went on holiday to somewhere like Bali or something. I don't know, they went on holiday somewhere, right? Like on a vacation, a family vacation, but then they never came back with the little boy Huxley. So they've obviously, they didn't really go on a vacation, they just went somewhere where the adoption agency was, and they just left him with the adoption agency again, which is just horrendous. I mean, oh my goodness. Like, again, I'm just going off what I see here in videos and testimonies from other people who have done more research into the family. And in their confession video, or the confession video, when they're saying that they had to give him up for adoption, they were crying in the beginning of it, but they don't look distressed. They don't look like worn out. They look quite fresh-faced. They look, you know, well put together. I mean, if I had to give up my son, you know, like, oh my goodness, well, I couldn't. Like, I don't understand. I can't understand their thought process, and that really scares me. That shocks me to my core. Let me know your thoughts on the situation. I know I shouldn't be going all political and stuff, but this is something that really shocked me, and it's like definitely a video that I wanted to put out because I wanted to address the situation, because it's kind of like, oh my goodness, you know, what's going on? So leave me a comment in the comment section below. I read and respond to every single one. I'd love to know your thoughts on this, and share this video if you think that it's relevant to share, because, like, you know, sharing is caring, and that would be super awesome. But yeah, basically give me a thumbs up, hug, because that's something we're doing on this channel right now. Thumbs up equals hugs, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.